Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and this is my daughter.
Hi, I'm Tala Garibay.
And today what we're going to be talking about is one of our absolute favorite shows, which is Steven Universe. We both really like Steven Universe, and today we're going to talk about the creation of Steven Universe. So Tala, do you remember who created Steven Universe?
Rebecca Sugar created Steven Universe. She was actually the first female to ever create a show on Cartoon Network.
Wow, that's pretty significant. Do you remember when she actually started it?
She started it in 2013.
Holy cow, so that show's been on for 4 years.
4 years now, and it's on its 5th season.
So that's really successful. So she did something that really no other lady had done before. It seems like it was pretty successful overall, don't you think?
The show is very successful, getting many fan and things, and there's multiple fandoms inside of it.
There really are multiple fandoms inside of Steven Universe. I totally agree with that. And I think one of the reasons why is I think there's a lot of different people that like the Steven Universe show because it really is a different kind of show. I totally agree. So speaking of different, did you... I had heard that there was something unusual about the way they did their snacks.
So with their snacks, they would actually theme it to like the episode or like the show. Like one time they did like a Jello thing of when Lapis Lazuli like built all of the things, built the ocean together to get to her home. And yes, there will be spoilers in this.
Yes,
maybe.
Absolutely, which we put in the title. So actually, have we hit any spoilers?
Kind of, yeah, the Lapis Lazuli thing.
Yeah, you're right. I hear you. Okay, so actually, one of the things I was thinking is that if Rebecca was doing that with the themed snacks, I bet she might have been a pretty cool lady to work for. What do you think? You think she was a good boss?
I do think, because she actually based Steven on her brother, and her brother was actually working for her.
Oh wow! So he's involved in the shows. Wow, that's pretty cool. So I definitely think, and I think you could see that in the show. The show is really like, it has a great heart to it, and I think that probably a lot that comes from the creator. One of the things that I thought was interesting was I'm a huge fan of the Samurai Jack show, and Genndy Tartakovsky was involved and did some of the directing for the first episode, which was really exciting. Also, I played a tabletop role-playing game called Revolutionary Girl Utena, and it was kind of an unusual game, but I think if you watch Steven Universe, you can see that there were Revolutionary Girl Utena. There were some elements that were kind of probably inspired some of the things on there. Yeah. Is there any anime that you've seen that you think was...
Yeah. I watched Sailor Moon, and there was actually an Easter egg that they put in of a holder or like CD case for Sailor Moon.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think. And you watched the original Sailor Moon? Was that the one, or the new remake?
I have not watched the new remake yet, but I am in the process of watching the original because it is very long.
Yes, that's true. There are a lot of episodes. That's absolutely true. So, I think one of the other things that I had learned was that Rebecca enjoyed Adventure Time, and some of the ideas from Adventure Time was actually in there.
And she actually worked there. She worked on Adventure Time, but just not as like a director.
So there's a whole lot of things to talk about with the show, but one of the things I just wanted to touch on today was our favorite episode. So my favorite episode is Together Breakfast, and the reason why is Steven Universe is constantly saying, "Together Breakfast!" And it's just so fun, and there's a lot of action. They run around, and there's pancakes and syrup. It's just a great episode. How about you?
I definitely like Alone Together, and that's the one where like Connie and Steven fuse, which creates Stevonnie, and like I just really like getting introduced into like new fusions, and now there's fusions with
in the show. Yeah, with Steven as well. You're exactly.
It was such a surprise when and they brought in Connie.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is definitely one of the more unique episodes. There's a lot of great episodes out there. We've really enjoyed a lot of different ones. So actually, I really think that the show is really unique and special. And one of the reasons why is it makes me really think and even do things differently. And so one of the things that I really enjoy the show for is Steven Universe himself is so joyful. He's really joyful, and I really and it made me want to and try to be more joyful and to be intentional about being joyful. So I would throw that question to you. Is there any, when you've watched the show, is there anything that it's prompted you to do differently or to think about differently?
Yeah, I think, like, since one of the episodes of the episodes definitely made me think is one of the episodes where they go into Steven and Connie go into Steven's mom's room, and then like they interact, and then it ends up that like he wasn't talking to Connie at all, and just that made me think critically about more things, and like if this is true, what does that make this?
Yeah, and that we have to be careful with assumptions, right? Yeah, I definitely think, and I think that's one of the great things about the show is you can watch almost any episode, and it really has something that's a little deeper than you would see in most cartoons. And yet, even as deep and as meaningful and even philosophical as the show is, I think it's always fun, and there's a lot of action, and it's just a fun show to watch. Would you agree with that?
Definitely. There hasn't been much, like recently, there hasn't been much shows that have like this sense of comedic joy.
Yeah.
Like with like stuff like Adventure Time and like Gumball, like you don't really see as much like harmless joy.
I agree. I totally agree. It's just a really super fun show, and we're big, huge Steve Universe fans, and it's a show that we enjoy together, which is really nice, and it's good. So yeah, and so that's our thoughts on the specifically on the creation of Steven Universe. Thank you.